Hello, great people. In this video, I'll be telling you how coup plot fears hurriedly made President Bola Tinubu to replace Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja with Major General Oluyede, the new acting Chief of Army Staff. You know, a lot has been said before now as regards the status of Taoreed Lagbaja and that, oh, he's on medical leave and all that. I'll be breaking down a whole lot of things for you. You know that the media, they know a lot, but there are some things that the media will not tell you. In this video, I'll be telling you the politics of appointment in the military, the power struggle in the military, some of the misfeelings, the displacement in the military, how it affects the presidency, what led the president to go into panic mode, what made him to take the decision that he has decided to take, and how the president ultimately is running from fire to inside fire. Yes, you heard me right. How Bola Tinubu is running from fire to inside fire. You know that that's the worst thing that can happen to somebody, that you are running away from fire. Unknowingly, you are now running inside fire. I could liken it to the bomb blast that happened in Ikeja military cantonment some years ago, and people were running from death when the bomb was exploding, not knowing that they were running inside the swamp, which is another death. You know, if Bola Tinubu is not careful, that is what is going to happen, because a lot of things is going on which I'm here to break down for you. So if you are watching me, do want to subscribe to this channel. For you to be watching me, that means God has destined that you and I will be friends. Now let's break this whole thing down. Let's kind of like do some in-depth analysis of these things. You see, what we were first told is that the Chief of Army Staff, Taoreed Lagbaja, Lieutenant General, was on annual leave, right? That was what we were told. But then, annual leave is just maybe max 2 weeks or a month. But as the calendar grew by and Jackson Ude leaked the secret that he has died, and people like Aisha Yusufu began to leak the secret that he is receiving treatment abroad, people like Kemi Olu lawyer, then they now said that, oh, he is indisposed, which means he is sick and receiving treatment abroad. That left what I can call a leadership vacuum in the military. Follow me in this short journey. I have some important things for you. Just listen attentively. Now, that led to a leadership vacuum in the military. I'll be coming back to talk about that vacuum. Just take note of that word, vacuum, in the military. But then I need to kind of like break some things down for you to give you some major things first before I go into vacuum. Now, that means that COAS is not on annual leave, he is sick. That means that the military high command, they lied, right? They lied. Now, establishing that, appointing means that Lagbaja is not coming back soon, because you've appointed Oluyede. Now, you know, I made a video, one of my videos, that I said that the presidency of Bola Tinubu do not trust this guy, this Major General Abdulsalami Ibrahim, who happens to be the Army Chief of Policy and Plans. That the military said there's an hierarchical structure in the military, that the absence of Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja does not bring any leadership vacuum. And I said in that video that the presidency of Bola Tinubu is looking at, you know, that Ibrahim is looking at him like this. He's looking at it, and they don't have trust in that guy, that the president will act soon. Some of you that are kind of like that have subscribed to my channel and are opportune to watch that video, congratulations to you. This is what I said, just, you know, about a week ago or something. Now it has come to pass. He has been replaced with Oluyede. So in that appointment as acting, it means that Taoreed Lagbaja is not coming back anytime soon. That means that he is terribly sick. Now, why not replace Lagbaja? Because that acting capacity will bring a lot of problems. First, who is replacing Lagbaja now in acting capacity? It is Oluyede, a Major General. Now, I want to break some things down for you. Oluyede is a Major General. He is a coursemate to Taoreed Lagbaja. That means that they enter the military job, they train together. Now, Taoreed Lagbaja is a lieutenant general. This is the rank in military. General, lieutenant general, next. General, lieutenant general. Then you have the next one, major general. Then you have the next one to it, brigadier general. Now, this guy, the Hausa Fulani guy, that is the army chief of policy and plans, is a major general. This Oluyede, the new acting chief of army staff, is a major general. Taoreed Lagbaja is a lieutenant general. So the first thing you need to ask yourself is that, why is Taoreed Lagbaja a lieutenant general while Oluyede is a major general and they enter the military job the same time? It is explanatory. When Taoreed Lagbaja was made chief of army staff, perhaps that was when he was promoted, because in the military it is by rank. So they promoted him to a rank above that of others, so that he can have that superiority and seniority, because ordinarily your mate is not supposed to issue command to you. But if your mate has senior you in rank, he can issue a command to you. And as chief of army staff, you must be in position to issue command to anybody in the military that go and do like this, and it has to end with yes sir. Now the problem is that this Abdusalami Ibrahim, that is the army chief of policy and plans, is a major general. The acting chief of army staff, Oluyede, the Yoruba guy, is a major general. They are both major generals. Now you want to ask yourself that, can Oluyede now be giving directive to Abdusalami, who happens to be a major general like him? And the Tinubu government have failed, or the military high command have failed to promote this Oluyede to the rank of a lieutenant general, which will give him that seniority right over the likes of Abdusalami Ibrahim. So the question now is, can Oluyede be given command to a major general like him? That is one. Two, Abdusalami Ibrahim, the major general, the Hausa Fulani guy, has been in acting capacity. That means that the guy is already acting as number one before. Now, he has tested the power, what it means to act like a chief of army staff. You have removed him all of a sudden. Within a week or two, you have removed him. You have put in his colleague there. Will that guy go home and sleep happy? Because he would think that naturally, as it is in the Buhari administration, Tinubu too is repeating the same thing, that he was removed because he is an Hausa Fulani, not a Yoruba. Why Bola Tinubu can never risk appointing an Hausa Fulani or Igbo as chief of army staff? I'm coming there, I will tell you. Now, this man, Abdusalami Ibrahim, now has tasted power. Now you have removed him. That alone is a displacement to the Hausa Fulani block in the military. And you know the Hausa Fulani, now them many for military pass. No ethnic tribe, many reach them. They are the ones that are many in the military than any other tribe. Now, this Oluyede now, a major general, you said when Taoreed Lagbaja is back, that asks us, that begs the question that, is Taoreed Lagbaja truly alive? In the sense that, if Oluyede now is in acting capacity as he is, and you now say that he will be in acting capacity to when Lagbaja is back, Oluyede is already tasting power. He is already acting as chief of army staff. He is already acting as number one, issuing commands. If Lagbaja comes back tomorrow, and don't say Lagbaja cannot come back. If he's alive, he can come back. Because Buhari resurrected. Oh, Buhari literally resurrected from the dead. People thought, oh, it is finished for Buhari. But all of a sudden, he resurrected, and the Buhari that is looking slim, by the time he would leave office, Buhari was looking like a newborn baby. So, if it happens to Buhari, it can also happen to Taoreed Lagbaja. So, you can see that rank is beginning to be a major issue, and Bola Tinubu does not have this military experience. And the way that you run Lagos, whereby you just do things based on your own rational thinking. I don't want to use the word irrational. Based on the way you feel, you cannot use that to run a delicate organization like the military. And that's why I said Tinubu is running from fire to inside fire. Now, another reason is that why can't Tinubu appoint a Yoruba man or an Hausa Fulani man or an Igbo man? See, it goes back to 2023 election. The three most important candidates in that election, Peter Obi is an Igbo guy, Atiku Abubakar is an Hausa Fulani guy, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a Yoruba guy. Those are the three major ethnic groups in Nigeria. Now, the problem is that election was contested, and up to date, Atiku Abubakar believes that he was robbed of his mandate. Peter Obi also believed that he was robbed of his mandate despite the pronouncement of the Supreme Court. What that means is that if you put an Igbo man in power, you have put him in position whereby he can kind of like successfully implement a coup to gain back the perceived mandate of his ethnic man, Peter Obi. If you put an Hausa Fulani in power, you have put him in position whereby he can gain that mandate back for his ethnic man, Atiku Abubakar. So the only way you can feel secure is to appoint your fellow Yoruba person. So that's why, even if Bola Ahmed Tinubu use 8 years, I don't see him appointing any Hausa Fulani or Igbo as chief of army staff. But now the implication of it is that it will bring redundancy in the military. Everybody won't be oga. When that occupation that you are doing, that your field, you want to rise to the top. The aim of every lawyer is to be a senior advocate of Nigeria. The aim of every academic is to be a professor. So the aim of any army is to be a chief of army staff. So when they already know that if Bola Ahmed Tinubu uses 8 years, those top military guys that are not Yoruba, they already know their fate. Don't say that it happened during Buhari time. That somebody stole yesterday and he was able to go away with it doesn't mean that you will steal and get away with it. No. There are two different things. So now, the top military guys, they already know their fate that till 2031, which most of them must have retired, they cannot become the chief of army staff. So that brings redundancy in the military. That means that they won't be able to put in their best for the military because they know that there's nothing that can do that they can use to appease you. You still appoint your ethnic man. And that itself could be a problem for coup to be perpetrated, especially if there's anyone among them that is Hausa Fulani that has been posted to strategic positions before and has boys loyal to him across the country. And that thing that Tinubu is risking may eventually happen to him, because Tinubu is risking that if an Hausa Fulani is the acting chief of army staff, that Abdulsalam Ibrahim, he will be in position to appoint into strategic positions in the military. And all you just need is appoint some key guys to man some key states: Lagos, Kaduna, Katsina, Kano, Rivers, Enugu. Use them to mark those key states. All those key states, if you declare a coup and you have your guys in those key states, is already a success. So that's why Tinubu is already removing anybody removable. You know that 15 generals were kind of like eased out of the artillery command in the military. Those are the people that delivers weapon to people at the war front. So it's an important section of the military. 15 generals were eased out from there. So you can see that there's a lot of politics going on in the military, and Tinubu cannot appoint Igbos, cannot appoint Hausa Fulani, because putting them in a strategic position whereby they can post the number one military guy to Lagos, to Kaduna, to Katsina, he will be putting himself at risk. But the truth is, appointing another Yoruba will lead to displacement, and these guys will not be happy, and truly they are not happy. Now, the likely crisis in the military may even come between Yoruba people, Yoruba to Yoruba, because if Taoreed Lagbaja comes back and Oluyede is already feeling flying acting capacity, then it will now be a war of contest between them. Each of them will use their connection to kind of like to determine who will be the chief of army staff. Now, I promise to speak about vacuum. Military has an hierarchical structure. Hence, there's no vacuum. But the appointment of Abdul Salami, should I say, dethronement, because he is already acting to replace Lagbaja before Oluyede, his fellow Major General, was appointed. So that means that there is a vacuum, although the military said there's no vacuum. Now, President Bola Tinubu realized that vacuum can bring dangerous consequences to his government. That was why he acted and put in Oluyede. So I hope that he realized that now the vacuum is absence also brings severe consequences in governance. If he is displeased with the alleged vacuum in the military and he quickly replaced Taoreed Lagbaja with Oluyede, that means that he should be aware that all these three, that he will just go abroad and there won't be coherence in his itinerary. He should be aware that his absence is also creating a great vacuum in governance. Now, they used to make an argument that there's no vacuum in the presidency. Even if the president did not transmit power, the president can rule from anywhere. So if the president that is presiding over the whole Nigeria can rule from anywhere, then why can't the chief of army staff, just the military alone, the police is separate, the DSS is separate, the ministries are separate, just to use the word ordinary military, one agency, one institution, the COAS cannot rule from anywhere, but the president of the whole Nigeria can rule from anywhere. You can see the dynamics. And another thing is that, why are you impatient with Lagbaja and you expect Nigerians to be patient with you? You are impatient with Lagbaja. You have removed him, right? Because he's not around to deliver for you and you are scared. But then you have been promising renewed hope. People have not seen the hope and you expect Nigerians to be patient with you. So the thing is, practice what you preach. You too as president should have been patient with Taoreed Lagbaja. Now, on a final note, you see, the way Tinubu is running the military is not the right way. He needs some experience. He needs people that have that experience. And that's where Obasanjo comes in. Obasanjo is your kinsman. He's a retired general. If you don't trust Buhari based on ethnicity, move closer to Obasanjo, Mr. Tinubu. Move closer to him so that he can advise you accordingly. The military is not an organization you run with kindness. If you are going to sack 20 generals, if you are going to remove 20, remove 30, remove them, settle them, and make one the highest. But when people that are cosmates are in the military together and a cosmate is issuing command to his fellow cosmate, is a major issue. So the president in all of this needs the consultation of people like General Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president, to guide him accordingly. Because thank God that Obasanjo is alive. So Obasanjo has his usefulness in this regard. And the interest is the next days will be very interesting in the military. But the problem is the military cannot come out to talk and complain. You understand? And that's the major problem. And it's not everything that the media can give you the gist. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politing with Dr. Omosoladeji. If you are watching me right now, God has destined that you and I will be friends. So do well to subscribe, do well to turn on your notification button, do well to catch up with my past videos. And of course, I have great videos coming up for you. I'm just around the corner anyway. And of course, you know that I love you all sincerely.